Anyways, let's see more. I'm not seeing this. Victim is destroying. Jake Paul conspiracy. Child offend. This case is terrifying. No, 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 no. The Jake Paul conspiracy,
all right,
bro.
ladies and
We're gonna get Nick on roids, guys. I think
Yes,
it's
Nick Fuentes not taking
Micro-
this. This nigga looks like a bitch.
gentlemen, so as many of you are already aware by now, Anthony Joshua was recently caught up in a very terrible
car
accident that
accident.
almost took his life and unfortunately took the life of his two best friends who were on the passenger side of the vehicle, the right-hand side. Just for a little playback, here was the area of which the car was impacted. Additionally, here was the damage to the car. This is all in my older video today. Here is another devastating angle. And here, as you can see, will be the vehicle that they struck from behind. This was a parked, dilapidated truck on the side of a Nigerian road in the state of Ogun. Now, with that little synopsis out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be getting
Question: why the fuck Nigerian government? Why they allow people to fucking keep a truck there for so long? Why's the truck there in the first place?
into the conspiracy theory territory. I know a lot of people are not going to be interested in this, but I just got to say, bro, this is getting crazy. Somehow, some way, the conspiracy theory community, I'm pretty sure not everybody in the conspiracy theory community believes this, but they believe there's some connection between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua and him potentially causing Anthony Joshua's demise or potential demise, along with the friends that were in the vehicle with him at the time of crashing. Yes, let me be clear. There are people out there who genuinely believe that this was a connection by Jake Paul, set up by the Paul brothers or Jake Paul himself to get Anthony Joshua potentially killed. Yes. And before we go any further, I just want to give an update as to the driver of that vehicle who was recklessly driving. TMZ says driver in Anthony Joshua crash released from hospital and could face charges. Apparently, the Nigerian traffic and safety government body, they're looking for the driver, and he's likely going to be charged because you just embarrassed. I mean, you killed one of the biggest stars in your country. I think he's half Nigerian, and you fled the scene. Apparently, he fled the scene. That's what I heard from latest reports. Somehow, though, after fleeing the scene, he made it to a hospital, obviously, because good God, he could have died too. And yeah, it's just sad. But back to this supposed Jake Paul curse that everybody's talking about. Somehow, some way, Jake Paul is being blamed for this, along with the deaths or possible injuries of his former opponents in the ring. So we have the first thread I'm gonna go through from Veluda MMA on Twitter. He says, since Jake Paul fought Askren, Chavez Jr., and Anthony Joshua after their fights, one almost died from a collapsed lung, one was arrested and deported, and one was in a deadly accident. I believe in the order of...
But like what they're saying is, man's got bad luck. Whoever he fights gives them bad luck. Which basically fucks up their game and their performance and everything.
Images we see here. So Askren, this guy, Chavez, I guess. And then we have Anthony Joshua. Now, I'm just going to say, bro, I'm never going to go this far. I don't think Jake Paul is responsible for anything. I don't believe he set this up. I don't think there's any, woo-woo black magic.
He's definitely not in anything. It's just people just talking just to talk. That's basically what it is.
Freemasonry type stuff going on. But ladies and gentlemen, there are people out here, guys who genuinely...
There are people who actually believe this with their whole heart.
Believe that Jake Paul is responsible for this, man, because Anthony, and I quote, went off script.
If you don't let Jake Paul win, he's going to kill you 9 days later. Or just kill your two best friends. But somebody's going to die if you don't let him win.
And this guy, his name is Bryce Mitchell, according to this post. I don't know who Bryce Mitchell is. Apparently, according to Google, he's an American mixed martial artist. So he's an MMAer. Okay, so he does professional, likely sanctioned fights for Dana White, UFC. And I'm seeing articles here, top stories saying that Bryce Mitchell blames tragic Anthony Joshua crash on Jake Paul. So listen, guys, a lot of people are saying we're in the Matrix, we're in the simulation, that Anthony Joshua went off script. He wasn't supposed to win the fight. he broke Jake Paul's jaw, and that this accident is because the puppeteers, the people pulling the puppet strings, are the ones that he went against. But this post from Mr. Nobody, and Mr. Nobody is from, I believe, a movie. Yeah, starring Jared Leto. This was like in 2008. It was a psychological thriller, you know, kind of like mind-bending thriller timelines, different timelines and stuff, simulation type. Thought you guys should know that tidbit of information just for further context of who we're talking about here. He says, what happens to Jake Paul's opponents is genuinely strange. He fought around 13 people, and a concerning number of them experienced serious issues afterward. Mike Tyson nearly died before the fight. He required 8 blood transfusions, lost half his blood due to a bleeding ulcer, and was hospitalized for weeks, which I personally was not completely aware of. Anthony Joshua was involved in a car crash in Nigeria 10 days after the fight. 2 people in the vehicle died, and then he was hospitalized. Nate Robinson went completely silent after their fight. He hasn't been heard from since. Ben Askren suffered lung failure and nearly died. Tyrone Woodley later declared bankruptcy. Tommy Fury's life reportedly fell apart. His marriage ended, his career declined, and he's now running marathons against middle-aged women. Ryan Borland quit boxing altogether and became a plumber, which, I mean, that's not a bad career path to pursue after boxing. And then Chavez Jr. was deported after the fight, along with this image of Jake Paul looking like a demon. Ladies and gentlemen, I just gotta say, sometimes the conspiracy theory community goes too far sometimes. Although they have valid points, a lot. Like with the Epstein files, conspiracy theorists have been calling that out for decades. Prime example, Alex Jones. Conspiracy theorists have called out toxic chemicals and poisons in our water supply, our food supply.
They came out to be true. The turning frogs gate, that's what he said. After boom, it was actually true.
Our air supply, you know, BlackRock, Blackstone buying up properties and trying to make the middle class and the working class essentially wage slaves by not allowing us to own property, and you will own nothing and be happy, right? Like all these things have been proven to be true over time, right? And these originated in the small conspiracy theory, websites. But in this case, I just gotta say, this is crazy. But I'm failing to see the cause and effect here in terms of Jake Paul being responsible. Then we have these content creators right here, right? HS Tiki Taki and Ed Matthews.
Didn't Tiki Taki arrested? I think he scammed some. Did he hit his friend with Lambo, and he was getting sued.
It says, Ed Matthews believes Anthony Joshua was targeted by, and I quote, the Matrix after nearly dying in a car crash. And I quote, what if he didn't follow the script with Jake Paul's fight? Check it out.
Seen what happened to AJ today? That was mad.
Do you know what I find
Well, I looked on the Instagram of 2 of his mates that passed away as well, bro.
Do you not think it's like a bit strange after a huge fight like that? Like, what if he didn't follow the script?
So this guy right here is in disbelief at what what's his name? Ed Matthews just said, because it really does sound crazy. Anthony was in Nigeria. Jake Paul is in America. All right, now guys, I can go through all the little intricacies of CIA, Mossad, intelligence agencies turning the wheel remotely and causing the car to destabilize or speed up. Listen, we can get into all the theories in the world, but I just gotta say, there's no proof of that at all. And to me, the simplest answer is this Nigerian taxi cab driver thought he had.
Yo, this idiot did not even have a license.
At the wheel, he was speeding in and out of traffic. He tried to overtake a car he wanted to go faster than. He used the right lane when he shouldn't have. He should have used the left lane, although I don't know how people drive in Nigeria. I don't know their traffic laws over there. Based off of what
This shit, these niggas are just on something. Drive anyhow to drive anyhow and just spam punk. Bro, I thought you went to sleep, bro. You drive anyhow and just spam honk. The
I
honk
learned they don't
button,
even
bro.
have like set speed limits. They have like I guess suggested limits. But as far as I know, and based off of commenters living in Nigeria, they're saying people just go as fast as they feel they need to go. But I just gotta say, man, I'm gonna need some proof, bro. I need some proof.
What do you mean by that?
What I mean by that is, what if there was hundreds of millions involved and the script didn't go to plan?
What, are you suggesting a Matrix agent?
Also, like, basically what he's saying is time is different, or same time for me, bro. I'm going to sleep soon, though. I'm guessing you're from, like, Canada somewhere. But anyway, yeah. Oh, what if? Because, like, on Cow Sheet, there were people who voted that Jake Paul was going to win. That was, like, 5%. What if they were the real people on there? They basically bet on him winning because they wanted him to win. He thought he was going to win. But since they lost their money, maybe they bet 100 mil on there. They lost all of it.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying it's a bit suspicious. You know what I'm
It
saying?
could very well have been the Matrix. R.I.P. to his friends, though, real talk.
Good timing, but yeah, for real. Rest in peace. Quick recovery for Joshua, man. Like, it could have been him. Like, that's God protecting him.
Nah, it is mad. When I look at situations like this, I do think there has to be some type of Matrix involvement. What are the chances?
After such huge fights, crazy.
Now, I just gotta say, as a person who is agnostic, and I'm open to the possibility of anything happening, though the universe is a strange place, and I'm sure there are dark forces that exist for sure. But I will say, though, is Anthony Joshua he needs to be careful. He needs to watch his back, have good people, good energy around him, because I just gotta say the timing of all this is just crazy, bro, crazy. Yes, I had to say that 3 times because this is mad. And then here we have this video from Mr. Red Pills on Twitter with a video titled The Anthony Joshua Connections. I'm gonna play this for you guys. Feel free to dissect. They're calling this the Jake Paul connection, aka the Jake Paul curse. Let me know what you think.
We're gonna go to war.
It's time that we remove Mr. McNamara.
My mother was killed in a car crash. Man, I'm ready to die.
Call me Charlie.
Bruh, how did Charlie Kirk get mixed up in this connection? Like, how, bro?
I'm Drake.
All right, bro. I almost I don't even want to play this anymore. They put Charlie Kirk in here. They made the connection to Charlie Kirk, Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua, and now Drake. Somehow Drake is gotten mixed up in this whole nonsense. Trump weighs in on Drake versus Kendrick beef in Logan Paul podcast.
Put it to Trump now. What's it a game?
All right, bro. I can't. This is just too much brain rot for me, bro. Too much brain rot. I couldn't finish the video, bro. Like, this is why people don't take conspiracy theorists serious. Like, the community is full of so many schizophrenic people who just genuinely are mentally ill, that it almost feels like it's intentional to destroy the credibility of certain things that have been exposed and proven true by the community. And these outlandish, wild claims that are obviously not true are drip fed by double agents to kind of like distract the people from what's really going on. I don't know. Someone
I hear my other website, Twitch. Yeah, I do.
says, so this is what we are
Going
doing
to sleep,
as
bro.
conspiracy theorists now.
Just
Just
need to
grabbing
get the
random
video
clips
over
and
with.
movies until it adds some type of connection to a current event. Someone said a video like this is a product of not leaving your house for too long and forgetting how the real world works. I will say, though, on behalf of all these crazy people making these conspiracies, truth sometimes is stranger than fiction. That's all I'll
True.
say. And this supposed Jake Paul curse has to stop. This is actually, it's very disrespectful to not only Jake Paul, but especially Anthony. Like, come on, guys. Like, just stop. But thoughts and opinions down below, guys.
Basically saying Mance was the victim. He was a victim of Oh, Jake Paul.
but especially Anthony.
I think Kirk's,
Like, come on,
Kirk's in the
guys.
mental.
Like, just stop. But thoughts and opinions down below, guys. What do you think about this? The Jake Paul curse. Just stop. But thoughts and opinions down below, guys. What do you think about this? The Jake Paul curse. Guys. Again, sometimes you just got Jake Paul, but especially Anthony. Like, come on, guys. Like, just stop. But thoughts and opinions down below, guys. What do you think about this? The Jake Paul curse.
Remove this glue. Huh? Mm-hmm.